Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, woman shot in Old Harbor home invasion has died. The St. Catherine South police have confirmed that the woman who was shot in Monday morning's attack in Marleymount, Old Harbor in the parish has succumbed to her injuries. She has been identified as 20-year-old mother Deja May Wright of Marleymount. The police say about 4 a.m., Wright was at home with her 3-year-old child when persons posing as police personnel and who shouted police went to the house. Wright reportedly opened the door and was greeted with multiple gunshots. She was shot and injured in the upper body, and the child received gunshot wounds to his left leg. They were taken to hospital, where Wright died while the child remains hospitalized. No motive has been established in the matter so far. The Old Harbor Criminal Investigations Branch is probing the matter. Investigation underway after man found shot dead in Ocherius. The police are probing the circumstances surrounding the shooting death of a man whose body was found in a car on the Duns River Main Road in Ocherius, St. Anne on Sunday, April 6. The deceased has been identified as 47-year-old Conroy Hill, otherwise known as a Bigger, a higgler from Roaring River, Stair Town in the parish. According to reports from the Ocherius police, the discovery was made around 12:10 a.m. when passers-by noticed the parked Toyota Voxy motor vehicle along the roadway and the summoned lawmen. Upon arrival, Hill was seen in the driver's seat, slumped over to the front passenger seat, the police said. The scene was processed and the body was later removed to the morgue. Investigations continue. 3 men killed during Westmoreland police operation. 3 men are dead following a police operation in Grange Hill, Westmoreland on Monday. 2 weapons, a Taurus G pistol and a Browning with ammunition, were allegedly seized during the incident. Reports are that around 4:30 a.m., the police went on a targeted raid in the community of Top Lincoln in Grange Hill when the incident took place. It is reported that the 3 men were shot and injured. They were taken to the hospital where they were pronounced dead. Security concern causes delay at the St. Elizabeth Parish Court. Attorneys and litigants were on Monday forced to seek shelter under an almond tree outside the Santa Cruz courthouse due to the absence of sufficient police personnel to man the court. The security concern had reportedly also resulted in the presiding judge being concerned for her safety. A source said for close to an hour, presiding judge Dion Lawrence Pivot refused to come out of her chambers because of the security concern. There were no police to open the St. Elizabeth family court. The litigants are becoming restive and frustrated. Only 2 police officers were stationed immediately downstairs, the source said. The court was subsequently opened at 10:50 a.m. Opposition leader believes Jamaica can weather tariff storm. Opposition leader Mark Golding, responding to growing economic uncertainties following Washington's sweeping tariff imposition, which took effect on Saturday, he suggested that, given current economic conditions, Jamaica should manage to weather the tax hike. The new tariffs have sent jitters across the globe due to the potential long-term impact on the economies of many countries which engage the U.S. as their main trading partner. Some Caribbean countries like Jamaica have been slapped with a 10% tariff on exports to the U.S., while Guyana has been given a 38% hike on its non-oil exports. Mr. Golden provided the assessment while speaking with the news at Expo 2025 at the National Arena on the weekend. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has urged the local businesses to look to new markets in the wake of the tariff imposition, even as the government seeks clarification. Jamaican travelers advised to get yellow fever vaccine. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is urging Jamaican travelers to get vaccinated against the yellow fever and to ensure they have valid proof of vaccination when traveling to or from affected countries. This renewed advisory follows an increase in human cases of yellow fever across several countries in the Americas, as reported by the Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization. Travelers are advised to receive the vaccine at least 10 days before travel to ensure full immunity. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Besseser McKenzie, CD, emphasized the importance of protection, stating, "Yellow fever is an acute illness caused by the yellow fever virus, which is found in the tropics of South America and Africa. The virus is transmitted by the bite of infected mosquitoes, such as the Aedes species, the same vector responsible for spreading chikungunya, dengue, and the Zika viruses." She also reminded healthcare providers that yellow fever is classified as a Class 1 notifiable disease, meaning suspected yellow fever cases must be reported to the Ministry of Health and Wellness within 24 hours of suspicion by a healthcare professional, said Dr. Besseser McKenzie. Vaccination sites and the cost. Yellow fever vaccines are available at the following locations: Sly Pen Road Comprehensive Health Center in Kingston, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Montego Bay Type 5 Health Center, St. James, last Thursdays of each month, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The cost of the vaccine is $1,500. The ministry also continues to conduct surveillance at Jamaica's port of entry to monitor arrivals from high-risk regions. Prices could rise. Finance Minister eyes inflation threat from U.S. tariff. Finance Minister Favour Williams says the government is closely monitoring new U.S. tariffs that could raise prices and complicate Jamaica's economic outlook. U.S. President Donald Trump announced a 10% baseline tariff on all imports effective April 5. The measure, revealed on April 2, is part of a broader push for reciprocal trade practices with countries that impose duties on American goods. The move could significantly affect Jamaican exporters under the Caribbean Basin Initiative, which currently allows nearly 90% of Jamaica's exports to enter the U.S. duty-free. Tariffs in the United States can translate to increased prices both for Jamaican goods entering the U.S. and for imports coming into Jamaica, Williams said at a post-budget forum hosted by the Caribbean Policy Research Institute last week. If your income is staying the same and the prices are going up, chances are you are going to start buying less. Williams warned that inflationary pressures from the tariffs could force difficult decisions for both consumers and policymakers. To maintain price stability, she pointed to the Bank of Jamaica's inflation targeting mandates. "We do have a central bank with a policy mandate for inflation targeting," she said. "So when there are inflationary pressures, the response to that is generally to increase interest rates. We must allow them to operate independently. The external risk come as Jamaica pursues a long-term goal of achieving investment-grade credit rating status, which would help attract major international investors, lower borrowing costs, and enhance the country's financial reputation. We would love to get to investment grade," Williams said. "It's one of the significant criteria for a country to get into that category." Jamaica ended the last fiscal year with a debt-to-GDP ratio of 68%, missing its 64% target after a series of weather-related shocks. Still, Williams said the government is committed to reducing that figure to below 60% over time. That commitment has come with trade-offs. Real capital spending is down this year, and several major infrastructure projects have been delayed due to procurement bottlenecks. "We would definitely want it to be higher," Williams said, "but we have to work with what we have." The government is reviewing the procurement process to improve efficiency and ensure timely use of public funds, she added. With general elections approaching, Williams emphasized the administration's focus on fiscal discipline, noting that the current budget avoids the kind of populist measures often seen in election years. "To come here in an election year and throw all that away, for us, that was not even a consideration," she said. "We want to continue managing the economy in a fiscally responsible way." Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.